All right, so this is part three. Three times the charm, right?
Please.
Yeah, that's it. So this is the last time, otherwise we're gonna get them disqualified. So let's go to the five things and the moments that stick out to you, and we'll start off with you, sir. I don't think we said that already. Did we say it on the last one?
No.
No. Okay. But don't cry this time, because the first two times we did, he got emotional. He started crying. No, he didn't. Ty was the one. Five things. If I put a gun to your head, there was five things that stuck out of the event.
Is that five from me, five from you, five from Ty, or altogether five?
No, it'll be your five alone.
Five alone?
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 times 3. That's 15.
All right, so let's start with the T-shirt signing. Yeah, when you enter that front door when you reach a tournament, that front desk, guys, you got to see how many signatures are on that T-shirt. Jerry will make something of it, and for everybody to see. All right, that was one. Two.
Is it worth to replicate that?
Oh, definitely.
I don't have one.
It's,
Listen, you may get robbed. Senpai Franklin Rodriguez was so freaking smart. He held fort and he made sure that everybody signed the autograph. And you know what was cool about it to me? He did it in multiple colors too.
yeah,
It wasn't
markers, yeah.
red, blue,
Black.
or black. You can continue.
Yeah, second thing I gotta say is, of course, we all gotta say the seeing old faces, old people we haven't seen in some 20, 30 years, trying to recognize them as well, and
it was challenging because they were missing a lot of hair.
Competing against each other.
And like Tommy said, since he bought his hair, he has it. No, your hair.
So, yeah, some people, they have injuries, they've hair loss, memory loss, but they were at the tournament. They showed up, the ones who were trying to, or being a part of this event. They showed up to this historic event to support and compete, take pictures, whatever you have, and
we mentioned just to try to direct you. You had mentioned Jesse Harris.
Smoking Jesse Harris. He's I hear he was teaching boxing out in Philly.
That's a sad story. I'll pick that up. I think it's sad.
And then to see him come back to point fighting, wow, that was great. He was a dangerous guy back in the days.
Intensity right now is still like at any second he can still turn around and do something, right?
Yeah, he's always been a great competitive. I remember one time he competed against George Chung in Newark, and he threw a sidekick, Jesse sidekick straight up. Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and George Chung was there. So yeah, Jesse, it was good to see him. Good to see.
Even his weapons form. He could do a sword. And then triple threat, those Ninja Turtles, Reggie Good and him.
Well, it was always New York versus New Jersey back then. Yeah.
Keep it here. Keep it home. What?
That was rivalry right there.
But it was crazy because New Jersey itself had a whole bunch of the clans. You had the KA system, and you had the KK, and they had the Ninja.
KK. Oh my God!
Yeah, right, and then
I remember fighting one of their best fighters, Karuslam Ali. Oh man, that was some fight. Some people still bring that up when the subject comes up. Who remembers it? At the Newark YWCA.
And this is well, it was YMCA back then before they changed it all, right? But the interesting part is that people wouldn't think the last time Tommy competed, he actually was fighting, and that was 1987. A lot of people don't realize that you did the fighting and you did the full contact fighting, and you doing your stuff from juniors. So technically speaking, you was a triple threat. And one of the fastest blitzers that I know is really Tommy. Your freaking blitz is fast as hell, and it's legit.
Yeah, and again, seeing like people like Errol Bennett, Toki Hill, just a major get together of old timers,
Was it surprising to see one of the Tiger Kim twins there?
Oh, that was people were saying, who are those guys? A lot of people don't know. So that was a big surprise for a lot of people.
We also mentioned the guy named Marvelous.
Yeah, Marvelous. Wow. When was the last time you saw him? Last time I spoke with him. He said the last time I saw him was the last time he put a gi on. And he showed up, no equipment, but he was willing to.
But the quality you mentioned, the quality of his techniques.
Oh yeah, he had control. That's super control. Without hurting his opponent.
That literally to me was fascinating. Talk about throwback. He's like, I don't really need the equipment, and you're like, oh man, and then he just placed it.
Yeah.
But then caught an asthma attack, and I jumped in, and I said, wait a second, something's wrong here. For those of you that don't realize, as the promoter, I have the option to do whatever the hell I want. That's just the truth. And being the arbitrator, there was 2 times that I had to interject, actually 3 times. One was just because someone had a negative state of mind, so I had to just let them know that he wasn't welcome any longer, and that worked out pretty well. Another one by accident, it wasn't by mistake, someone's glove extended, and I saw that, and I had to interject to that as an arbitrator would. And then the 3rd time was when a person caught an asthma attack right there in the place, and he still controlled it, and I said, something's wrong. He's winning 5-0, and he wants to walk away. No, I said, so he was satisfied just being there. And then he came back, and that was the marvelous Marv himself, and we gave him the additional time. Is that normal? That's not normal. I've never seen that.
No.
But I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's just the right thing to do. You also mentioned what the heck was it? Position power as a key. As advice from a veteran competitor when you're on stage performing as opposed to the back, you should probably mention that. How Tracy was doing wonderful, but the previous division.
During the runoff for Grand Champions, the first age group that went up.
40 to 59, the Young Bucks.
Yeah, comparatively, the Young Bucks. I noticed that they were like, the stage light wasn't working, but I don't know why they went so far back stage to start their forms.
Maybe afraid of heights.
I don't know, but second round when it was our age group, my age group up for Grand Champion against Derek and Javon Holmes, I had to move that speaker that was blocking because I wanted to be up front where all the audience and judges could see you and look for mistakes or whatever. And I just thought to be up there up front is better,
Well, and then I mentioned in the video that we didn't record, in the art of war, you must know your terrain. You get the high ground. If you want to, Musashi Miyamoto, when he got, there's a story about him fighting a guy who had a long sword.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, wow, that means that weapon now is a different type of weapon. If I use my short sword, I have to move faster. So he gets to the beach earlier than these people even anticipating, and he runs, and he throws one blow, crack, hits him with the oar, and he keeps running back onto his boat, because the oar was longer than the long sword. Same thing, Muhammad Ali will get into the ring. He realized the ropes were either looser or he made them looser, one or the other. So rope or dope came into play in Zaire. That's part of the behind the scenes. If you was kickboxing or boxing the night before, you get a chance to walk into the ring and see how this side is soft, right? So understanding your terrain, that's the same thing with lighting, which happened here. We didn't even know that thing was working. I said, it doesn't work, and then we did it to blind you guys, I guess. But the point is that you must know your environment and utilize it to your advantage.
Next thing I want to touch base on was the, for that age group, what is it, to 59, 40?
40 to 59.
40 to 59. Wow, the women division, that was a lot of women.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, gotta give them, they were.
You mentioned the aesthetics.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen them in a long time.
We had, we were just running 3 rings, but the middle ring in particular, so many people gathered around it, even though it wasn't Grand Champion or, they weren't on stage. It brought the camaraderie to that place. Was exciting to watch those female competitors. It was awesome.
In a normal environment today, it would have been everyone off the floor. No, man. I wanted to make sure that I balanced it with a form of control. But when I did speak, people did follow too. I must say, thanks for the respect.
Yeah, I mean, that was speaker problem. You know, we didn't have a loudspeaker.
Yeah, we had a little challenge when it comes to. Hey, there's a list of challenges that we'll be able to check off in the future, but there were so many good things that did happen, and you did point out things that I didn't even think about. But yeah, man, there was a lady competing again. We don't see that many ladies for many moons. Now look at the surprise, honey. We didn't know it actually works, and the fan too. You're on video live, by the way. You sleepwalking, you know. So the women in company, anything else? We have mentioned a few different things. We might rob CJ. We might rob Senpai because that shirt is too nice. His t-shirt, but she's still sleepwalking. Anyhow, anything else you want to add to the event that sticks out? Or we can toss it back.
I mean, yeah.
Other few things. How about you, Master Ty?
Well, I was really appreciating the fact that we had moments of silence. I was thinking about my mom. I was thinking about other mentors that coached me, encouraged me on my journey, and how even Grandmaster James Kim got on stage and encouraged, us and talked about his story, and that was very powerful. Including also, like he said, watching the women go up there and do their thing. Master Angie, Master Kenya, so many great women were going in there doing their thing, and that really stood out to me. And I'm glad that you let them start first.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Yeah, Master Angie, she really, what a energy, positive. She was all over the freaking place. 64 years young, for real, with a big excuse of not even being there because rest in peace to Daisy.
Yes.
Who literally transcended. I wish we would have seen Ernie Ramos Jr., but that's another story in the future. He was our little Ernie from the East Coast, and his father was phenomenal, so rest in peace. I know this guy since second grade, his father. Imagine that. And while in high school, he was the only person with his girlfriend pregnant. And he actually left her one day to try to protect me because someone was robbing me. He ran right past me. It wasn't me. They were robbing somebody else. But that's how much love he had for me. With Marcus the Ox Martinez, my student. All right, so you mentioned the moment of silence. Rest in peace to Wildcat Molina. And I gave what I could have done. And did great Grandmaster Aaron Banks also. And there's a bunch of people. If we go down the list.
Spinning the text. I see some great spinning the text. Brother that was in my ring, he had the ball head. It was about 10 seconds left. I'm just getting names.
Yeah, so that gentleman came all the way from San Diego, California, Greg Galloway. And yes, he wasn't even going to compete. I said, wait a minute, you're here. How come you didn't compete? You're in shape. He says, okay. And he went and did it.
Yeah.
And it was so freaking cool. And he's in the dog tournament in California. We might do a joint venture as a possibility of that.
I enjoyed the fight with Ulysses, too.
Oh, my God.
Ulysses and other brother Taekwondo practitioner, they was in it to win it.
Right, and there's a possibility that people can understand why would I interject, because as a promoter, I'm also the arbitrator, so I get a chance to point out just the truth. Nothing intentional in terms of Ulysses' standpoint, but when you have, the challenge with the gloves is that the wrist doesn't get tight enough, because one piece of vinyl is not elastic. That's why I created the same glove, made the thumb where it actually tucks in, and I made an elastic so it gets tighter. So if you don't have the elastic on it, which most of them don't, when you throw the glove, even with you sometimes, if the fist is not tight, it slides down.
Yeah.
So they use that as what would be a reacher. Not that he did that, but I noticed the hand was open and they extended, and what did he do? He confirmed it. It wasn't me. I asked the question.
Right.
And he confirmed it. So props to Yuli right there. Didn't make a difference. He still won. He beat a guy that's world class, believe it or not. That's the son of the gentleman that we're going to talk about sooner or later, Tito Iglesias, who won not one but 2 grand championships. He got $1,000 American.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what else?
Also, last one was Rock. Rock.
You got more than one. You got 3 more, but
yeah.
Use your fingers, bro.
Right.
Hey, we did lyrics here. This is take number 3. The first one had a lot of energy. This one, my back is hurting. And anyway.
All right. So
Justo
had the flow, even though he was having challenges with his. Even though he was having challenges with his
calves. He don't know body types. Yeah, this is his hamstring and his calf.
Right.
Bro,
He was still
his
doing
nose.
his thing. He was still doing his thing. So, shout out to Justo.
Justo did the technique of the week. I'm sorry. He did the technique of the tournament. How was that? Tommy, what was that? When he swept him.
Swept, yeah.
When was the last time we saw that?
I saw last time was when I used to watch you do it.
It's been a long time, right? And we got to get more of those videos. I used to sweep the crap out of people too. People they'll remember that. But Justo did, and then he's fighting against Tito, and the last technique he does is a jumping spinning back kick. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Yeah. Tito, don't you realize your knees are not working? But he didn't care. He did not care. You know.
He was in there.
Oh man, back to the rounds again, and they didn't care. He can't help the flavor.
He was in there.
Hey, honey, real quick, what was the best thing you liked about the event? If you had to say 2 or 3 things.
Well, I liked all of it. I liked how there was a lot of people, beautiful, and 2, all the little glimpses I took on seeing everybody fight. That was awesome.
Yes, a lot of fights, right?
Especially with
Both
the
of them.
weapons.
Oh, you like the weapons too?
Yeah.
How about Tommy? What do you think about Tommy with his bow?
Awesome. Like how he was doing it.
He going in, right?
Well, you know, most people remember me for the nunchucks.
Yeah, the Hyder chucks.
So,
He created his own weapons. He used to come out with little sticks, and then out of nowhere, the sticks used to become nunchucks. You gotta make
Yeah.
them again, Tommy. Sorry.
I mean, remember I have a bad wrist, so I can't maneuver the nunchucks like I used to.
Right. Well, we're gonna come back to that because the spirit of the people that were injured behind, and again, going back to props again with Justo. Justo had I don't know how many injuries after training. His calf was nuts, but him and Tito both competed, motivated to. You going to the park, huh?
Yeah, real quick. I can get my cake.
Okay. Oh, good. Literally, these guys were more motivated by money. So let me explain. When was the last time or the first time you ever saw 40 to 49 or 60 and above get any type of cash?
I haven't seen it.
Don't they deserve it? I think.
Yeah.
100%.
I think they deserve it as much as anybody. If anyone deserves it, they deserve it.
Pioneers of the game.
The pioneers and legends, and if you're not a pioneer or legend yet, in about 5 years, I think you can become a pioneer in any circuit.
Pioneer, and beyond that, the older generation brings students to your tournaments.
It just doesn't make any sense to the jittery that the teenagers and the early 20 guys are the ones that are being the stars. Because to me, in martial arts, that's not the case. When I saw Tracy get into a last move alone, she's in a horse stance, like, yo, that horse stance was nice, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to do something about it. As a promoter, I got to make sure I'm going to juice that. And I have to really take full advantage of that. Let's talk about your sparring. And how did you feel about that?
Well, I felt like I made a lot of progress because we've been working hard. I'm grateful and thankful that you've been able to work with me. There are a lot of private lessons, private training, and also doing the sniper fighting workshops.
And I'm not sure, guys, when we had started in take 23, was it take 24 now? We actually gave him his official sniper fighter instructor. So this guy can actually teach you the curriculum properly. We're talking about honor, respect, fighting and forms. To me, Grand Champ, forms is weapons forms. When I put forms there, I mean weapons. Also, pioneer, let me explain that. The person who competed as a white belt or yellow belt here, 5 years from now, I think they've earned a pioneer status. For where? For their category. 10 years or 5 years, they'll probably be black belts then. So it means they came through the ranks being rated 5 years, and then they get to black belt, 5 years of winning a black belt. They're a legend. Most legends never competed 10 years, Tommy. Did Chuck Norris compete 10 years? He didn't compete from 66 to 76.
No.
I'm not saying that he's not a legitimate legend. OG is older guys and older girls. Doesn't mean OG in terms of the street, but I had to use that because people kept calling me OGs. I'm saying, damn it, I'm not an OG. Okay, I'm older guy, older girls. And we saw that in the older guys and older girls. But Angie and the rest of them, they were happy like little girls too. Right? I mean, realistically. And Ty, she did phenomenal. You know, the sad thing about it is that financially I didn't have the resources to do more things, but I did what I could for the time being. For the ladies, we made them go first, and we gave them the option to compete with women and or the man when it came to. So I think that was fair. What do you think,
Yeah,
what do
that's
you think
fair.
about that?
I think that was pretty fair.
Just try to.
Give them a
Set
choice.
it off right.
Because I'm just trying to do the right thing because I know how it feels to be a competitor, and sometimes I believe that judges, not judges, I should say, that promoters are caught up in all their things and they don't realize that these people have to take time, money, and effort to get to you. When someone like Joy Santa Maria, what was that? What do you thought about that?
Coming to the Bronx with a trailer
A whole RV. He says he's
huge
outside. I don't got that
RV.
much time.
to find parking in the Bronx.
She came, talking about quality time. She showed up,
Showed up.
took her pictures, got her award, and left. They even said a few words.
Yeah, she did.
83. She stayed an extra week in the Northeast because she went to a wedding in Buffalo. You know what kind of compliment that is for us?
That's right.
Insane. And there's so many levels of what would be. Now, some people didn't make it because they really had situations. People with dialysis, that means the kidneys have challenges. Other people with, like, literally, there was, we saw Sam McGee there. He didn't get a chance to perform, but there was a possibility he wasn't Gee.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but then he had to go home, but then his son Reggie came back, and Reggie was there, and he performed also, did phenomenal. So when you talk about, and then we even saw the other Go Jews that came from Harlem also, which was Ernest Hyman III.
Yes, yes.
You know,
And I was excited because to see him there, the last time I seen him was when we was at Cammy Hall, and you was a referee, and we got to fight against his team. So that was awesome to see him again, and most likely he's going to be at the next tournament as well. So powerful, and everybody was working their forms. Grandmaster Derek Williams and Aziz was in there getting busy.
props to Abdul Aziz and Derek, but give more props to Aziz for me in the sense that he was promoting it like it was his tournament. This freaking guy literally went way beyond the call of duty in terms of spreading the word and sharing information. And even though he wasn't there, same thing with Billy Beeson. Oh my God, Billy Beeson was sharing photos and she was sharing videos and things. He inspired me many years ago. It wasn't me. And for whatever it's worth, you guys don't know this, Ray Torres just wrote there. I appreciate you guys. Tyrone was tagged. My brother, Humble Bob. Awesome work. I mean, again, bro, you're the epitome of what we consider honor and respect. And that I don't know what else to say, but we're grateful. And if you would have saw tape number 20, the first, we gave you a lot more. Hey guys, I'm tired, damn it. Okay? I can't lie. My freaking legs were hurting, and I'm not sure. You know,
I caught a cramp last night.
Oh, but you found the muscle, my man. He found the muscle. Actually, Captain Crab, he found the muscle.
Found me, actually. Hey, Tyrone, you remember me?
So let's talk about the future. Tommy, I say you retired. No more competition for you. Thank you, right? Have a nice day.
No.
Oh, excuse me.
No, in fact, now that I found out that Justo lives close to me.
Oh my God.
He lives close to me in Kissimmee, Florida. We're gonna hook up, probably get my sparring back.
Oh. So that blitz is gonna be seen. Oh my God. How cool is that, Tommy?
Yeah. I look forward to it.
2025, talking about competition is called impossible. You're in the Bronx again.
I think we're going to get Kabir Chen at the next tournament. I was just talking to him before we went live. So
Who?
He's Kabir, Derek Trent, size brother.
Trent, my man. Joey Joyce, my brother. He's always there. Joey Joyce got injured, didn't get a chance, but in the spirit of Tommy May, him and John O'Leary. How about seeing Fighting Irish?
Yeah, John O'Leary was supported.
Oh my man. Now you can tell he's injured, but you know what? That guy literally was supposed to compete, and he was the first guy who almost got his knee freaking destroyed because he was doing an exercise and his doggy and new puppy was crying or whatever. And he went to go and didn't lock the freaking hack machine and just some craziness like that. But you know, John O'Leary's clumsy like that. Yeah, I said it, man. The guy's been injured so many times, but I love the dude. He was the first one to ever did a sniper, calling me a sniper, like 2014 video. Future. Let's say you're done. No more fighting for you. No more.
What? What? Had just begun. Put on that song. Just begun.
All right. So if you had to pick the inspiration of the day, what could have been? I'll say what it was for me. The inspiration of the day for me was literally seeing people, and this is a list of people, so it's not just one. The ones who I know have, because there's still 7 people there that had cancer at different levels. Of course, I would say Golden Feet, because my man. And you still see him, but he can't walk, but he still almost got the kicks. He does what he can. Right? So Golden Feet always gets props. Kurt Holloway, that's my man. But he wasn't the only one. There was people there that literally had strokes this year. This year. Not a few years ago. And they competed. Fighting. Forms. And weapons. What? I feel like a sissy because I only fight. You told me to do forms like something.
You know, back in the days, we used to look at it like this: if you do more events, you got better chance to come out there with more trophies.
Hey, that can't hurt, and you know. So and for whatever it's worth, in that fighting that you talked about with the women, props to Mimi there. My homegirl was. What were you saying about Mimi?
I saw her getting that reverse punch in.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Mimi.
Oh man, she on Mimi did her thing. She was so supportive. Always has been to see. You know, she was great as a fighter and also in forms, and she forgot. Imagine that. Karate Illustrated. You know, talking about she literally just a few months younger than me. You know, she was probably, technically speaking, not only did she compete from the Ninja Clan, which had about 6 or 7 people there spectating, which I appreciate, but Tim O'Neill also, and that was a close match. My God, the last point, 4-2-3, and I'll point out who he is. O'Neill all came out there to do his thing. You know, for what it was worth, we also had, you know, there was a little challenge that happened, but I appreciate that CJ came and performed, and more importantly, not only did CJ come, but he also, there was a situation that was resolved from friends, you know, or I should say, you know, and that made me, you know, that made me feel good because this is about all of us doing the best we can, and anyone who competed to me, they, like I said, they're the ones that are special forces. They put in their time in on the field. They're not just clerical. They're literally there, and those who placed, you know, one of my students, Alicia Muka Jameson, like I said before, in one of the takes, I apologize if I said this already, but she was accosted she might have been 6 or 7 years old, and she fought off the guy, and kicked him, and she was able to get out of that white van. And that same person actually murdered a few people.
Wow.
So she saved her life, and her mother put her into a lifetime. So she came out of left field, and she was the only black belt woman from Fontanez karate, from the hundreds and thousands of students I've had who competed. The other one would have been
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus and Simple. Marcus had a challenge, and I'm glad he didn't compete because I didn't want his sister to beat me up. That's embarrassing when that happens. But he was ready to do it, and the sisters were concerned. So, yes, people will make fun of you because why are you still doing this? They should forget that. We still have to get ourselves home safe. So practicing what we know how to do is extremely important. What comes out, if you had to say a few more things about this event, February 7th is another one, by the way, next month, February 7th.
7. I like the fact we had Kaisha and also daughter.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The one injury that we had that actually drew blood, it was a guy who says he wants his nose like mine. And mine used to be straight, see what I did? And now it's like a left turn. Literally, yeah, so thank you to Kaisha, Pocahontas herself, and her daughter because they wouldn't have helped out. They jumped into a freaking...
right in.
Yeah, they jumped into nurse mode and took care of him, and he's fine. He's fine. The other injuries that happened were like muscle injuries. Now, the funniest injury was a spectator who actually was competing. My man Brian Keith Thomas was laying on the side, and someone stepped on his thigh in the middle of a fight, and then we had a massage, and that was kind of funny. Now, I got to give you props. It was actually hilarious, but it's the potential what happens, right? You can get stepped on, you can slip. some people like when I do forms or I should say when I spar, okay, like I do forms. I used to do forms. When I do the sparring on those mats, sometimes those mats jam my toes.
Oh yeah,
that, right?
yeah, those rubber mats will get big toe bends back.
Oh, and for weeks that damn.
Turns purple.
Oh, seriously, you've been there.
Yeah, I've been
Oh,
there.
and not too much fun. Or I've seen it where it actually floats away, like it catches air, and people
Yeah.
like. So and then sometimes they step in the corner, the whole damn thing comes off from the corner. So I get scared inside of my knee, all it takes. Now, you had Thomas Fedeko, who always, he did his bull for me. My man, he's always like the main guy in the 70s doing his thing. Came away from New Jersey again, and once again did his thing. Props. I mean, come on, man. It's like, there were so many moments that, even the backdrop. What you thought about how they were taking pictures of the backdrop over there?
Backdrop was dope.
Yeah, that was a good thing for everybody. Everybody was taking pictures.
When we first walked in, it was that. So they made that turn and it seemed that big thing, and people started. Angie did not miss out. She when they got posters for like movies, she had people attacking her, no types of stuff.
Yeah, early.
She was smart to take advantage of that prop there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a student.
When did you get that box? Like a week ago, right?
What?
The banner?
No. I got it the night before, and they gave us the wrong one. And I had to go run back and get
You
it.
had to switch it. Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I ordered it. Listen, when you're on a no budget, you limit it kind of ties up your hand. You guys do not believe how the creator helped this happen. I said this before. I am not the person that made this happen. I'm one of the people. This guy behind the scenes was doing so many freaking things. If it wasn't for him, there's no way in life. This guy would not stop. Not only did he lay out 99% of the rings, he had traveled that same freaking day from Florida and was on 2 hours sleep or so. And then I had to leave because they gave us the wrong poster. I got it back. By the time we got back, it was all done. And then after competing yesterday, he was taking the same tapes out again. Wow. So Jamaicans do have 100 jobs. The Chinese Jamaican, just so you know, in case. So you can't even help it. Even here with the light, he helped out with that.
Somebody was saying they appreciate you with the speech, you giving them time to be able to speak. That was very powerful.
Well, there's one thing that I can ask and say, you're welcome. Tommy, we have mentioned it again. We're joking around, but the truth is that we were going on for about a half hour. It was a great video, and we forgot to press the thing. I forgot to press the thing called start. It happens sometimes. I used to do it with the cameras too. I used to turn it off thinking that was on, and I was turning it off when I thought that was on, so I recorded my toes. I'm good on the other side, man. I'm not good. Having the little speeches in the Grand Championship.
Yes, that's
What did you think about that?
unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, throughout our career, we've never seen the competitors
Have a voice.
have a voice.
Never.
You know? Yeah.
We learned that Javon Holmes, back in the days, he gave a testimonial there about being homeless, about not even having a uniform to compete.
He bought that uniform the day, right, before?
Yeah. He got a piece of it the same day, meaning yesterday. He lives in Connecticut. He said, I got to go to New York, get a uniform. I'm thinking, what he's talking about? I haven't done this in 10 years. And it's how he looks.
He looked pretty good.
Javon still has that. He's still Javon Holmes. Javon Holmes, I'm going to say this, guys, and I'm sorry if I offend people, but I just got to keep it real. When it comes to wushu, he's my favorite wushu guy ever for two reasons. One, he was the first person I ever saw in person do the full twist and butterfly, and he wasn't a black belt yet. He wasn't at black belt level. It was 1984, was at brown belt level. It wasn't completely straight. It was slightly turned, but he used to do that into the split. We hadn't seen that. That wasn't a move. In the West Coast, they had that with Anthony Chan's people, Gary Toy, I think, and people like that. Peter Morales didn't have the full twist and butterfly because wushu was different at the time. It was still more traditional. But so when he did that, Man, by the time he was doing the full toasted butterfly, that was phenomenal. But then he grabbed the monkey staff.
You remember?
What? He would come on, let's talk about that for a second. We never saw that.
Yeah. It was that performance. He made Monkey Style look like real.
Wow. He used to grab the bow also, pick it up, throw it through his whole freaking body. I never seen. He was the first person I ever saw do that. He used to on his tippy toes, right?
You remember?
Look around. Oh my! And then he went around the damn thing. But we gotta go to the videotape party and insert this. I got video.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, he fought. I had him fight one time. And I motivated him to fight. He actually took first base at Empire State Nationals. And of all people, he'd be Derek Williams fighting.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
He was, I mean, I'm short too, but he was pretty explosive for his size.
But look at those thighs. Even right now, he's like a little muscle. Like, oh my. The Monkey King from China came down to see him, by the way. He performed in China, and he speaks complete Chinese. I'm not sure if it's Mandarin Cantonese, but did you know that?
Came to see Jovan.
Yeah, the Monkey King came down from the freaking mountains to freaking. That's a true story. There is a Monkey King, and these guys, listen, real kung fu or gung fu, depending on your Cantonese, Mandarin, they make the entire body hard. You know, like their fingertips. And he's into some crazy stuff. The fighting that he used to do was sand chow. So it's full contact with the throws. So. I coined the phrase that I'm going to reiterate and add a second part to it. It was called catafag. The reason I said that was because there were guys that I saw that were not fighters, and they walked around arrogant. And the one guy in particular, John Fournette, his name, I didn't know. I said, hey, Gene. He said, no, Gene is Jean. But the way he said it, the freaking guy had an attitude. He said, that little freaking catafag, and that's the way I said it. But back then, I'm only 18 years old. I'm from Boogie Down Bronx. I'm not trying to be nasty. But I tell you this much. No, forms competitors are not fags. They're in shape. Weapons competitors, same thing. So I'm gonna add to that. Counterfacts are not fags. You should fight. Because they're fighting. When you do fight, you win. Because you're in better shape than the fighters who are out of shape. That's just the truth. If you told me to do a form, I'm going to get better in my fighting. I'm going to start practicing my forms.
I like that form with the brother had the rings on.
Oh, Jose. Those things are heavy as hell.
I was just like, yo.
Have you tried it?
No, I don't want to try that.
We got to get some of that.
And he came here to train. That's what I mean. Kung Fu style is the original name for what is karate is the China hand. That's the original name. And if you look at the Okinawans, all those tools that they have, all the weights,
sometimes
from their fingers to their toes. Listen, if they kick you with their toe, they puncture your freaking kidney. That's their goal. Like these guys' toes are no joke.
They practice toe kicking. Yeah.
Come on. So Jose comes out. Rest in peace to Anthony Lau, who's Anthony Lau's student, right? That's why I had to give props. So there's a lot of unique things as a third person that happen. But there's this crazy promoter also that has this energy, so he turns around and does things that people would probably, would be out of character.
With a chair. Wasn't that a chair somebody did?
No! You know that guy that did we seen Jackie Chan with that stool, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Do you know who's the student of?
No.
I'm going blank in his name right now, but it's Wushu. Alan Lee.
What?
Alan Lee?
That guy's an Alan Lee student.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't even know that.
He came all the way from Yonkers and he actually slipped a money order, not a money order, a banker's check under the door.
Wow.
Tariq, I believe is his name. I apologize if I'm forgetting everyone's name. But yeah, that was...
They was going there.
Yeah. The same thing. Oh, my God. There was too many events. Guys, listen. I'm delirious. I messed up this thing not once, not twice, but this is the third take. We said a lot of good stuff. The future.
I will be participating in another event, and actually we're preparing for February now. It's going to be in the same location, right?
Yeah, Cilantro of Region 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy Chen's going to announce his retirement again.
What retirement?
From your retirement. You're retiring for your retirement.
Retirement.
Don't call it a comeback.
Right.
I've been here for years. Yeah, and we're just on near you. you're both going to benefit. It doesn't take that many people. The organization is called the Unified Martial Arts Network. What's a network? When you interconnect with other people, associations and federations, because realistically, there were people in that place that at one point were nemesis.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even talk. New Jersey in the house, a lot of levels of New Jersey was in there.
Yeah.
Whether it was the KA system, descendant of the KK system, descendant of what would be the Ninja Turtles. Let's talk about a few of those freaking. Even Floyd's group.
Yeah.
Which is
Eugene
another.
Floyd people were there.
Hey, Andre was there. Yeah, he got disqualified. You know why? He was a phenomenal judge, and next time we can't. We'll fix those things. But the truth of the matter is that the intensity level was there.
Yeah.
People were
definitely
dangerous. I've heard from a guy that is an authority about today's fighters, and what he said was, none of them look dangerous, and they're not, in my respect. Talented, fast, no question about it. But because the rules don't allow them to actually be better, I believe. When someone like Yuli does a mistake and addresses it, when I asked him, was honest, props to him. Oh, how about his kata? Did you see his kata?
Oh, yes.
From a distance, yeah.
How did it look?
He's sharp. So
Really sharp.
Style, Rakim style. That copter was no joke.
Brother, he
Rakim
came from Long
style.
Island.
I ain't no joke. Yeah. You see
On the
the part when
Saturday.
he went all the way down. I never seen that before. He was in that move and it looked like a lunge, but he went really low.
Hey, listen, guys.
Yeah.
On a Saturday to have a martial arts tournament in New York where more schools are open, I thank you for taking that respect of either shifting it or closing your school for that day, because that's not easy. That's not easy to do. It's difficult for that location to do Sunday because there's 3 churches in that place,
Yeah.
so it's kind of difficult. However, again, I am so grateful. I know that whoever was supposed to be there, and I might be being redundant, I don't remember what really it was, but to see Chun or James Kim, Supreme Grandmaster Tiger Kim's son there, my classmate, along with other ones, including Eric, and Shaq that came from Canada. So Shaq came from Canada. Yes, that's the furthest trip East Coast. And then, like I said, Greg Galloway came from San Diego. Kyoshi Tommy, one of the many people who came from Florida. Virginia. You're the queen. Props to you, miss. All the way from Virginia. Rocky. Oh my God. You know, you do it. She went home and she was happy. 71 years old. Yeah, 71 years young, excuse me. Doing her thing like always. Props to Rocky there. We also had Cookie Melendez that was there. We give props to Mimi. And then Ty did phenomenal. You know, next time hopefully we'll be able to do a grand champion. I had to get creative. You know, we were talking about Kenya. We have.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't a Mexican hot dance, but you know what? She was doing the iron. What's it called? The iron fan. That's what it is, right? Pop. She kept popping it. Pop. Yeah, the iron fan. That's what it is. You go like this and it cuts you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it looks like a fan, but it's not a fan.
Yeah, it's the metal.
Yeah, iron fan is what they call it, which is the metal that cuts you in the. She rocked it, right?
Yeah, she
Pretty
did a
much.
couple forms that day.
And I'm sure she'll be inspired for the next one.
Oh yeah.
We did talk about, I'm not sure if it was here, but we talked about, when Marvin's Marv Farmer walked into the room, he was so excited that it gave him an asthma attack. That's how excited. Can you imagine that? He's like, I haven't seen these people in years. So I can imagine how he felt walking in, and he looked around and like, because we haven't seen him since before you competed. So somewhere around 1985 is what we estimated. And that's a long time. That's 40 years technically. Then we saw Jesse Harris. And Jesse Harris was as intense as ever. At any moment, these guys didn't even have equipment. You know, so I loaned some equipment. Yeah. Somebody, even if I gave me equipment. And that was incredible. To see Louis Ruiz in the same division, he pulled the muscle, which is fine. But, Tony Arnold came.
He didn't fight, but
No.
he intended to. But
Yeah, so Tony Arnold has a challenge with his knees, but he came all the way from South Carolina, bro. Whoa. Are you kidding me? All the way from South Carolina.
Get it.
It's insane. You know, there was people, Louis Ruiz, like I said, his family came from Alabama. You know, my man came from Louisiana. not only did he come from Louisiana, you know, he brought his wife, and then from Naples, Florida, Angel came with his wife. So Florida was represented from all over the place, you know, between Tampa, which is Marcus comes from Tampa. Marcus Leox Martinez, my first student ever, comes from Tampa, and he came from Kissimmee. Same thing with Justo, and I'm not sure what city Joyce Santa Maria came from, but Marty Eubanks, come on, grand champion, 60 plus. What can we say about that?
Next one is
I give him credit for coming to the Bronx. You know,
From Kentucky?
Yeah.
And it was on 170th and Jerome Avenue, and he wasn't afraid.
And just think about those people that didn't know about the tournament that's going to be at the next one.
Yeah, or I think that there was a whole bunch of people that were there that were saying, man, I should have competed. How could you not?
That too.
How could you not? Hey, thanks to Andre Richardson, who was there for a while doing his thing. Even though Mark Thorne, even though he should have been, he came from some challenges, he was still there. We already mentioned Sheehan Bennett, William Mallory as one of the judges, Rodriguez. You know, these guys, I mean, that's the first generation. We can't get, further back than those guys that are still around. You know, those are the elders of the industry.
Yeah.
And again, William Mallory and Spider, those two in particular.
One thing I want to say is, all the competitors, you had the prime people from the 1980s there. You had all the prime top competitors.
Real deal.
Yeah.
Insane. Impossible. A no budget tournament. I said it. They still got $2,000 cash total. Tito Iglesias, one grand champion in the 40 to 59 doing a Taekwondo form. That does not happen. But he is a world champion, ITF Taekwondo. He's a student of Willie Martinez from back in the days too, for what it was worth. So that guy in particular. Then we have Fernando doing the Junri forms, and he killed it too. Mateus. And then the Grand Championship actually would have been bigger if people would have left.
Yeah, one of the names I don't think you threw out in this recording was Frankie Calderon.
To have Frankie there was ridiculous. That's insane. Israel Cologne was there too. Yeah. Israel, what? Oh my God, there was so many people. There was so many, related in the form of Richard Chen, who brought Supreme Grandmaster Tiger Kim to America, and a sponsor, who was also the teacher of Jumping Joe Hayes, who also was part of teacher of Sparta Martinez, who also was an instructor for Martinez was a Frankie Calderon, who Frankie Calderon Senior is Sonny Mahai. And Sonny Mahai's first student that got his black belt as a junior was Israel Cologne, and these are my descendants, cousins of Tiger Kim, Smoda Kwan, for the generation. So, and they were here. They were there, and the ones that couldn't do it because they had the school open. Chris Colombo was there in spirit too. He was on the movie set. He still sent his props. Also, Thierry Cassell sent a video beforehand. Toki Hill made it to the Bronx. Alberto Pena made it to the Bronx. Jose Jordan came from Florida, another Florida guy. So we're talking about the AAU 1980 and late 70s karate team representing the United States. Jose Jordan, Alberto Pena, and Toki Hill. That's impossible in the Bronx. Pena came from Arizona.
Shows you where life can take you. You don't know where life is going to take you, but it took us to the Bronx this weekend that passed.
But this is the thing. The biggest compliment ever, these people that we mentioned usually go places, they fly them in, they take care of them. These guys are legends for real. What Toki Hill said to me was, how can I not go? With those names that you mentioned, look at what you started. And I thought it was a fake Toki Hill because he had no photo of his thing.
Right.
That was this guy. Someone's trying to, what they call it, punk me. And I'm like, no, man. So literally, and he came, the same thing, and I said, Great Grandmaster Aaron Banks, I gave the award to the descendant, which is Ernest Hyman III, who represented there again. Mm-hmm. And guys, we literally spoke about all this and then some. Told Dr. Hans, See, you started that.
Big Daddy Kane.
No, that's my scenario. Rest in peace to.
Taste of chocolate.
Oh gosh, that's another story. Anyway, then we start drifting away. Props to Miss Little Bit, who was in the front and in the back and in the left and the right doing her thing. Senpai and the T-shirt. We didn't mention it in this video.
Oh no, the other one.
Yeah, it was the other one. Guys, the reason we're confused is because we don't know if it's the first, second, or third, and sometimes it's cut 23 and quite an extent action, and we're confused. Yeah, we're confused. It's the deliriousness, or maybe it was the Belgian waffles. I don't know. Was it a Belgian waffle?
Yeah, probably the combination of the bananas and the strawberries.
Yeah, so we had that for breakfast. I'll never have breakfast. I'm not all I can say is this: this is not the ending. This is just the beginning, and I'm happy that people were inspired. Raul Ortiz, I got to give props to Raul Ortiz because of this. When Panther Product was doing videos, he was the first Kung Fu stylist that was there, and he looked phenomenal. Mantis. And he's always been in shape. Yeah, and he travels to Hong Kong quite often. And he's legitimate. And that's my brother. From the Boogie Down Bronx all the way to Long Island, all around the world. He was there. Seafood Greg too. I'm sure Moses and Orocho was there in spirit, because all these guys are all part of what is us. UMAN is a Unified Martial Arts Network. Us one, because we all come one from the Creator. And it wasn't because of me, it was because of the Creator, and it was all of us that did, from the spectators to the competitors, to our sponsor, Gilbert. Thank you very much, Mr. Santiago, who happens to be a Kung Fu stylist student of Seafood Raul Ortiz. And if you need you know what he does? Even for Lamborghinis and Bentleys, if your rims get destroyed and you take it to the dealer, he's the one that refurbishes them completely new.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's called Wheel Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so props to him.
Operational.
Yeah, he sponsored some money that he didn't have to. It's out of the love. And you got to get your award. Actually, we're going to deliver it to him. Because then we can get some patties up there. They got Jamaican patties.
Yeah, and like we said, this is like a third or fourth take. So if we missed any names,
we apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for that disclosure.
It might have been in the first take, your names, and then we just got discombobulated.
Yeah, I forgot to press start, which would help, right? We got emotional too, honestly, because he didn't expect to get a sniper fighter certification patch as an instructor. You know, that's not something that we would do. And at the same time, since Kyoshi has not competed in so many years, I want to talk about that. How did you feel about your performance? Because I know we definitely didn't talk
like I said in maybe the first take, during the eliminations for when I got first place in the creative, it felt, since I haven't been on the floor for like over 30 years, it felt like walking on water. You know, it was like a whole new ball game. But second take on stage for Grand Champ, I started to get more comfortable. You know.
And you
felt like he was at home.
Yeah, started to feel better.
Well, that's the thing, that in your DNA, you have that champion in you, and it's so funny. I joke around, and sometimes I make fun of him because I say, he'll go, "Hey, I've been practicing," but like he's whispering, "Yeah, I'm getting pretty good." So I'll translate that. If that's anybody else, yo, this is getting awesome, because he's so freaking laid back when he says this. So I know how to translate the equivalent to that thing.
Well, I wasn't gonna take the trip all the way from Florida to come and lose.
Winner's mentality.
Oh my God! No, listen. And for many of you guys that don't know, this is Tommy, same Tommy Chen, who was rated. And when I saw guys like George Chung know who he was, and Cynthia Rothrock, and this is back in 19 freaking.
One time was 2 regions they rated me because we used to travel.
Yeah.
I think.
This is my point. A lot of times, Karate Illustrated. See, I used to read the rules, so because of that, I knew that if you submit a photo, they might put it in.
Right.
See, but people didn't submit the photos. I did a photo shoot in the hallway when I was a kid, and it came out. But because Jesse Harris is not from Region 10, but they used to keep, they always gave him the points from Region 10.
Yeah.
But what happened is that if you compete, and that's I'm saying this because this was the same thing with you. Even though you took first place here in Region 11, these points go to your home region, which is Region 9 in your case.
Right.
However, since there's going to be there's a combination of two things. You have the regional ratings, which is the 12 regions, and then you also have the national ratings. What does that mean? Well, you just came to a national tournament. Why? It wasn't in Florida. And if I would have went, or you would have went right now to Florida, well, your points come over here. So it's based on your home address, where your points go. But there's also, and they used to have regional, they have national ratings too, right? So national ratings is the people who actually go to other states to compete. Not mandatory, but it is an option. And what's the difference? Seeding.
And will Fountain of Youth have a rating system?
Yes. The Unified Martial Arts Network will have multiples. And for those of you who heard your name in the song, or one of the two songs, all the champions are going to get their own songs because they earned it, literally. There was a handful of people who actually did some donations, and I want to thank you. They didn't have to do that. They did not have to do that, but I appreciate that you did. It kind of offset. We were able to provide what I promised, which was not a sorry. We didn't have enough money because we gave it away. We didn't have enough people. Everyone got their money.
Yeah, there was no excuses on that.
Happy.
I'd rather have people happy than lied to. And again, those who think, hey, we didn't need any money there, well, ask your wife about that or your girlfriend, and they'll tell you in a second. You can't eat the trophies. That's what they told me. And you know what? I was upset, but she was right. So all I can say is that we've just begun. Yes. The only other thing that I can say, it will not be just the United States. Because all over the world, we have unsung heroes that have been kicked to the curbs, the expendables, the forgotten ones.
Yeah.
How can we be in a tournament in New York and we have to go to New Jersey for a ring because we're above 40 or 50? You know what I'm talking about. We go to these national tournaments and they give us the worst ring, the worst time. In other words, they disrespect us. And there were people that are just addicted to those tournaments because they have them. So we have to create some longevity. So this is just the beginning. Yeah. And God forbid, I'm not here. It's gonna be, the beat's gonna go on. This is going nowhere because it's a collective effort. Quite a few of us are also going to be regional directors. So if you don't compete in your region, but if you compete in the national circuit, there's ways to be. No, I'm not going to fight in my own tournament circuit. People keep asking me that, Tommy. Can you imagine that?
They want to see. Oh, how about if it's like a one of those matches where it's not like a fight, but it's like a.
No, okay. So this is the deal. I will be doing set matches in some of my own events because I can do that. Not as part of the tournament. So, and the first thing I was thinking, how about if I fight against the NASCAR champion? You know, we fought once before, Mike. You know, Marshall. You know, he not Mike. Willie Marshall. Props to Willie Marshall. He's been representing quite a bit. You know, and he's kicking some butt. He's over there in Atlanta, and that whole crew. Marcel Lazenby is doing phenomenal job. So he's on the same page as me, because Marcel goes way back to Super Lightweight Division 2. Him and I and Marty actually probably have the longest what would be generation of competition. But literally, I think that'd be kind of cool if I fight Willie Marshall in the nighttime finals as part of the show. That doesn't take away
It's a set match.
Yeah, it's a set match. Because I would like to see me fight too. What the heck?
Yeah, but that's also good if you, not just for yourself, but you get two lightweights who are non-competitors.
We'll figure it out because we have space for pros. We definitely have some space. But the job starts now.
Footage.
Yeah, please keep submitting your footage. I want to give props to, again, those of you who came, the unsung heroes of martial arts tournaments are the judges. You guys go beyond the call of duty. Sometimes you make mistakes, but that's okay. But I want to give props to every single one of the judges, including Melvin Bennett, who's there in a wheelchair. My man's walking around, Sexy Mel, you know, the hip-hop world, that's what he's known as. he still comes out and is willing to do whatever whatever is necessary. And he's not the only one. It kind of reminds me of rest in peace Marty Manuel, who couldn't walk anymore, but he was in that freaking electronic wheelchair, and he was still judging, man. And he was a phenomenal judge. He would have to lean over and tell the person that was his caregiver, most likely his wife Linda, and he used to say left side, right side. And so those people, I mean, judges don't get much. They don't get much, and they came out there and do their thing for the love of it. And even though they didn't allow many, only a handful, but the majority of the people out there competing, if you see them in the tournament, they're the judges. They're the judges, the competitors. So they were saying, if you need help afterwards, I'll judge. I think it was 2 people do that. And one of them is a guy that we don't even know him as a freaking Kung Fu stylist. Were you surprised, Tommy?
Oh, super surprised.
True Willie did his
True
thing.
Willie.
And not only did he do freaking forms, he did weapons. Also.
Kung Fu Willie.
Man, but he really was. And his instructor there was Jerry Ray. Jerry Ray was the first guy that I saw doing his thing in Wushu. Wushu wasn't big here. And Jerry Ray came over. I haven't seen Jerry Ray 30 years too. He came over there to judge, man. What?
What was the brother with the ponytail that was sparring with the Kung Fu?
Again, Sifu Greg. He came from Long Island, and his wife was the one, not even a black one. She was doing her thing. She held her own. She's like, I want to fight regardless. She's a beginner. Fighting women. We had a gentleman who came all the way from Arizona, 74 years old. Brown belt. People thought he was a black belt because he was brown belt with a black stripe about the middle. So I said, no. Mm-hmm. So technically, that's another thing too. If for some reason you guys didn't get it, but I gave away, even if there was one person, they got their medal, and then they still got a chance to perform amongst a group of people to try to make it satisfactory.
But something I was thinking of is the underbelts, let's say, adults. They don't have an older division for them, right? In other tournaments. That's why I met a few people here that was, one guy told me I've just been studying for 6 months now, and they gave him a chance.
Hey, listen, I gotta say, Cisco from New Jersey, oh my God, my man came down. Yeah, Cisco was fighting. He's 66, and man, I was so happy. He's representing that whole crew. I said Marty Manuel and what was the other guy's name? I'm going blank his name right now. He was he was the first welterweight kickboxing, Eddie Alderhart. Yeah. So he represented New Jersey, and there was so many people from different places that represented different families. Mm-hmm. And I'm so grateful in terms of that happened, but there's no platform. If you're 30, 40, 50 years old and you're an under black belt, so what? They don't even care.
Name we didn't throw out there yet, since we've been doing these takes. Eddie Banks.
Man, so Eddie Banks, Sharif
Nasheed.
Nasheed. He came all the way from Virginia, and he had about, I want to say, 6 or 7 people that came out with him. He did get caught up, so he couldn't compete, but he was still there, and props to him. Yeah, the amount of names, guys, I like you said before, it's hard for me, over that, it's hard for me to give credit to everybody, but like Tico Flores, who came to judge, man, that's my man. I really, really appreciate that. And there's 20. Oh, we talk about John Whitten. John Whitten III freaking has a bunch of flyers. Let's talk about that for a second. That's worth it.
Yeah, and he came to the tournament early, and I don't know where he showed me a flyer that from one of my tournaments, 1985. I'm like, what? Apparently, he's got a ton of that stuff.
He asked for a war to display stuff. I'm sorry, John, we didn't get a chance to do that. We'll set it up next time. Maybe we'll bring our own board, and we'll figure it out, because that's like in hip hop they do that, have memorabilia. So he made it into, real deal. John, I gotta check those things. Maybe take some photos so we can post them, man. I really, really appreciate that. And Tommy got surprised, right? To see your flyer?
Yeah, we gotta start saving flyers. It could be worth something.
Well, it's worth something to us. The same thing with the T-shirts. Hey, they're numbered.
Telling you a story.
Everyone who won is going to get your own interviews, and we're going to be doing the songs. Eventually, we're going to go across the board. I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you do.
But just like here, We've been on here for well over an hour and 3 takes because the deliriousness, and then I let the thing die, but it's worth it, guys. Anyway, I think we're done. Anything else you want to add to that?
Keep training, keep gaining.
Back to the Rob. The logo.
He's got a future.
How about you, Kyoshi? What can you say?
See you in the next one.
Oh, man. So when I say AB, you say see ya. AB, see ya. Get out of here, guys, because we're tired. My legs hurt, damn it. The sofa should be taller. Bye-bye. Oh, my gosh. This is awesome. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Me. I gotta close.
Yeah, no,